Okay, welcome to the third episode. What the fuck? I don't know where that came from. Welcome to the third episode of the Prodcast, where we discuss the compound as it happens. This is the last episode, basically, before the end. So, I'm excited to talk about it. Because we did the last episode on day 15. End of day 15, day 16, if I remember right. The infamous day 15, and as the cast now, as we all seem to remember it for being. We're on day 25, so 10 days have passed. Let's first check my report card as to last time. Now I can mark on this because this is just here for me to do so. Let's see how I did. Jay, wrong, dead. Now, Tammy's surprisingly still alive. Sebastian, dead, not surprising. Kaylee, dead, shocking, way to go. Lee, dead, not surprising. Mike, yep, he got a D, not surprising, boom. So, for the most part, a lot of my scoring was pretty good. Now, I did have some mess ups. Biggest fumbles were Tammy and Tony. Who would have thought? Who'd have thought? Yeah, definitely not me. Everybody else I've done pretty well. Christian did go, but that was a blind side. So, things have changed though. So how do we feel about the cast now? Well, I've moved us over here to the new promo pic for the big pictures, and then we'll get to Tammy and Eddie at the bottom here. It's very convenient that Christian was the first one out on the new pick, because then he's just at the bottom. So, thanks, Christian, I guess, for that. All right, let's get into it. So much has happened. I gave Michaela some props for being able to play this undercover agent, and she got busted immediately. Basically immediately. She has gotten into some fights with Matthew Papa, but I know Matthew Papa's definitely ground some gears, and Papa knows he's grinding gears, but he's immune, so why does he care? Right now, though, I gotta be honest, I would... Oh, hold on, I gotta grab one of the fonts. I would be shocked to see Michaela make it the last stretch of the way. Just to be blunt. I like, she would need to win a comp or something. It's gonna be important for her to do so, because right now I think she's susceptible for what is likely going to be an atonement, because as we get into these last few rounds, the player count requirement for daily tasks is going to start being higher than the cast is used to, and that means it's either going to go to atonement and there's going to be some botchery, or she's going to have to compete and win. So C- for Michaela right now. Now Tony, I don't know. It's definitely possible that Tony could win, but it's definitely possible that Tony could lose. And with his unpredictable fate, though, that's a solid C. I'm not sure. I see both realities for Tony. I can see where it's like, okay, the game just works out for him, and he's able to do it. A, B, and C happens that allows him to do X, Y, and Z, and he gets to the end. But I can also see X, Y, Z happening that results in, A, B, C, and all A, B, or C is his elimination. So it's kind of a toss-up there. Now Katie, not Kate, the two KBs. Right now I think it's looking favorable. We need to go over the ranking again at the beginning of the episode. So remember, A is I definitely see you at the end. B is like, I feel like there's more scenarios than not that you're at the end. C is 50-50. D is more scenarios you're not at the end than you are. And F is for flop. Honestly, right now it's a B- for Katie. Now the infamous B-, because that marked Christian, that marked Mitchell. But I can see quite a few scenarios where it works out for Katie. Now again, this is going to require Katie to either do well in comps, but I think if it starts to go into atonement, that Katie would be okay for a little bit. I don't know though. That's why it's a B-, because it's like it's a little bit more than 50-50, but it's not like 75%. It's like a 65, percent chance that I see you at the end, which kind of puts you at a B- territory, I feel like. All right, Matthew Papa, B-. Sticking with the B-, I still see the B- for Matthew Papa. Is he grinding people's gears? Yes, but he's got the immunity that he's able to ride out for a little bit longer. And he's gonna be good at these last couple comps if he really puts his pedal to the metal. If it goes to atonement, I think he could be at risk. But I think the thing is that he's kind of like, I think the game is gonna start going into two sides, like for real, like the last push to the end, two sides. And I think if his side wins, he's at the end. If his side loses, he's not at the end. So maybe it's more of a C+ than a B-. Whereas I feel that Katie could, even if her side loses, she might be able to float on the life raft just long enough to cross day 30. Whereas I feel like that's slightly less likely for Papa. Still likely, but it's just slightly less. So I'll draw that line. Next, Jeff. I have a hard time seeing Jeff making it to the end just because I know it's coming. Now he has a chance to like really beef it up. I'm gonna give him a D+. I just think Jeff. I don't know. But I also can see maybe C-, just like Michaela, I would say. Where I can see it happening, but I don't see that. C- sometimes territory is exactly where you want to be. Jeff is playing the game all the other C- wish they got to play, which is the one where you stay alive. And he's done that. Michaela too. Now Michaela's played a little bit more heated. Let's be clear. But now David has went from Wonder Boy. David played too good. David played a little too close to the sun, so he's coming back to Earth. He's coming back to a B. He's out of his Divine Shroud. He's just got the zombie spell, basically. He's got some more. Actually, the evil eye words are going to be enough just to keep him at a B+. But, so it's still doable. Honestly, the plus being right over his eye is kind of spooky. I definitely see David probably winning the game, but I'm less shocked if he gets eliminated now than I would have been if he had gotten eliminated in the last stretch, for sure. Kate. Kate is given solid B. I think Kate is good at comps. I think Kate is very smart. I don't think she's made enemies the same way that the other people on her team has. So, or like on her side, I guess I should say, not team. But I see it for Kate. Now, Z's getting a B. I can see Z winning. No, it's a B-. No. Because I definitely feel like oh, I don't know. Now I'm like, let me finish the chart. Z, I have to park Z. Z, we're gonna come back to Z. Z is so dependent. Now Eddie's poisoned. And he's not even competing in today's task. So right now Eddie's odds are not looking good. Genuinely, Eddie got fucked because it genuinely seems like people got mad at Matthew Papa and took it out on Eddie, even though Eddie was genuinely being like, you guys, we need to work together. Now, of course, what's annoying about the compound and what's great about the compound is that everybody's willing to do something for the compound at one point and gets mad at other people when they don't, but it's always just when that specific time for the compound it aligns for them. And it's not just Eddie. Tammy definitely has done it. Everybody has done it. Like, the entire game is guilty of doing it. I don't even think sometimes y'all are aware, but it's definitely like, it's like, yeah, you are feeling more empowered to do the right thing for the compound because you like this thing, but then the thing you don't like, you're feeling less empowered to do. And then, it's funny. Tammy though, let's get to Tammy. I would be shocked if Tammy, I don't know. Tammy's a C. I could see it going either way for Tammy right now. And it's the same thing with Eddie if Eddie wasn't poisoned. That being said, that's gonna take Z to a C as well. And I'm feeling pretty good about this. Is it too mid-range though? Am I playing too safe with my rankings? If I had to give an A to a player right now, if I have to have an A and I have to have a D, who am I giving those to? D's going to Michaela. And who do I give the A to? I know you're thinking David. Honestly, it's Kate. It's Kate. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is good. I think having an A, having a D. No one's F, no one's flop. No flops. Definitely no flops. But I like this. I stand by this. This is a shorter podcast because, well, there's less people in the game. But I don't know. I guess I'll see you next for the finale, the recap. I don't know. Let's see how right I am. There's not many days left. Okay. Good luck.